some questions that we came up with. What are we learning about autism itself and autism in libraries? What are the implications for our work, whatever that work may happen to be, because not everybody here works in libraries. What are we seeing that suggests things are changing in the autism community and in the library community? What seem to be common threads or emerging priorities? Where do we need more information? What possibilities are there for moving ahead? And a few other things. We heard about autism in Ghana. We heard about autism in libraries in Trinidad and Tobago. I know from speaking to the legislature here several years that many people in Illinois and many people in many places in the US, when they hear about anything that's not in their backyard, the immediate response is, oh, but that's not here. And I will tell you that all the research that has been done cross-culturally in autism has suggested pretty clearly that autism and the prevalence of autism doesn't vary by nationality, it doesn't vary by ethnicity. What varies is the access to diagnostics and the access to treatment. So the number of people diagnosed may be different, but the number of people who actually have autism is not. And when I talk about statistics and the prevalence of autism in the United States, I remind people that if you went to the doctor last week and he said you were in great shape, and you go to the doctor next week and he says you had cancer, odds are you had it last week too. You just didn't know it. And that's really what our prevalence figures talk about. It's the people who've been diagnosed. It's really not what the prevalence of autism is. So other cultures are dealing with the same issues. The way in which we deal with them is culturally specific, and it should be culturally competent. That's something for everyone to think about. So if you have found this conference valuable, if you found the past conferences valuable, I made my little political statement yesterday, but I'll just say it again in closing, because this is the last forum of the last grant that has been approved. Suzanne did send in a letter of intent for funding for the next rounds of grants from IMLS, and that letter of intent did not receive an invitation to apply.
Do you have to keep saying that over and over?
Well, it's important. Because knowledge is important, and I think it's important for people to realize that we've been trying, and we're continuing to try. For those of you who pay attention to what's happening at IMLS, I'll let you draw your own conclusions, but Dr. Ruth also submitted 3 grant proposals that did not receive invitations to submit full proposals. So I would suggest that may have something to do with where IMLS is right now, as opposed to anything else. But take advantage of this opportunity, take advantage of the materials that are available. Contact the state library if you want to see them find ways to continue this. Contact Secretary of State Librarian Jesse White. His picture is all over. Let him know that you consider this an important service of the state of Illinois, the state library. There's a whole department, library development, that could do this because it's all about professional training and improvement. So if this is what you would like to see, this is an opportunity to try to make it happen. Other than that, I thank you all for coming. Suzanne, the principal investigator, the thought behind this program ever happening several years ago. Mary Pellich, who all of you have communicated with regularly. They're the 2 people who keep this going at the state library. So I want to thank them. Thank you all, and drive safely.